Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Lineup. It's a show where we discuss the latest in true crime. Thank you to everyone who has recently subscribed. Let's see what's making the news. Today's first case is Samah Baker. Samah Baker, aged 30, was last seen in the early hours of January 4th in the western suburbs of Sydney by a male friend who dropped her home. Her family contacted police later that day when they hadn't heard from her. Investigators in the case early on were concerned that she had been met with foul play, especially given that someone updated her Facebook account after she was deemed missing. In a desperate plea, New South Wales police released footage of Baker just 2 days before her disappearance. Baker was seen on CCTV footage on 2 separate occasions at the Vibe Hotel with a man whose face has been blurred. On March 6th, the investigation took a turn when police began to search bushland 200 kilometres away from her home in the New South Wales Southern Highlands. There they found several objects that were seized for forensic evaluation. On March 8th, 32-year-old James Hatcham was arrested and charged with the murder of Samah Baker. Hatcham has been identified as the man in the CCTV videos released by the police. It appears he obviously knew Baker and spent the last 2 days of what we fear may have been her last with her. His lawyer said Hatcham is helping police, but a body is yet to be found. He was refused bail. There is an update on the Adnan Syed case. If the name sounds familiar to you, it's because he is the man who was featured in the hit podcast Serial. Syed was convicted of strangling his 17-year-old girlfriend, Hae Min Lee, and dumping her body in a Baltimore park back in 2000. He was sentenced to life in prison. The podcast dived into the case and shared questions people still had about the details of the crime. Syed was granted a new trial, but today Maryland's highest court reversed the decision. Syed was claiming ineffective counsel in order to gain a new trial. In the official ruling, Judge Clayton Green Jr. wrote, "Given the totality of the evidence the jury heard, we conclude that there is not a significant or substantial possibility that the verdict would have been different had trial counsel presented." Syed's attorney has said he will continue to fight. He has always maintained his innocence. So, R. Kelly. I regret talking about him, but it is the news. R. Kelly was released over the weekend as someone paid his $161,000 child support bill. Nice work. But that isn't actually the latest news. A man in the US has claimed to have found a tape that allegedly shows R. Kelly sexually abusing underage African American girls. The tape has been handed over to the authorities. Mr. Dennis, a nursing home worker, said he came across the footage while sorting through a box of old videotapes. Dennis believes he had a moral duty to notify law enforcement and contacted Gloria Allred, a lawyer representing women who alleged that they had been sexually abused by R. Kelly. Steve Greenburn, R. Kelly's lawyer, says it's not him. We all know that sometimes people just want to be part of the story. It reminds me of the fake gay affair Chris Watts was apparently having. I guess I'll fill you in when we find out if the video is really of him. But I'm so ready to move on. So ready. Another piece of news that really irritated me when I woke up this morning. A woman in Arizona has suffered minor injuries after deciding that it would be a good idea to scale a barrier to take a photo with a jaguar. I'll link you a video below of the aftermath. I promise to learn how to capture video soon and include it. The woman was treated for minor injuries and released from hospital. She has contacted the zoo to apologise. Wildlife World was swamped with tweets ensuring that the jaguar wouldn't be put down as the result of this woman's stupid actions, and they have strongly stated that the jaguar wasn't in the wrong and won't be euthanised. They state, "She's a wild animal and there were proper barriers in place to keep our guests safe. Not at wild animals' fault when barriers are crossed. Still sending prayers to the woman and her family." And that's all for today's lineup. Just a few things. We have a special live happening on Wednesday for all of my chronic illness subscribers. I think it'll be a good chance to chat about the daily challenges of life and maybe pick up some tips and tricks from each other. I also have a very special true crime video happening on the 17th. Any guesses what it could be about? Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, bye for now.